It's NTT IndyCar Race Weekend. Of course, you know what that means. When they race, we race first. And now it's time for some top split action in the 2026 IndyCar iRacing Series. Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gotson. Welcome to P1's broadcasting coverage of round 15. Only a couple more to go of the 2026 IndyCar iRacing Series. Saturday top split presented by 4D Racewear. As we come to you from the Chicago Street Course Meme Course in downtown Chicago for the second running of the Roar of the South Shore and the Grand Prix here in Chicago to take place in lieu of not having Washington, D.C. in the simulator. As always, joining me for expert analysis from the booth is my teammate and a regular participant in the IndyCar Fix Series, coming to us live from the remote studios in Mexico City. It's Antonio Estrada, Super Mex, joining us. Good to have you here, Tony. Good to have you back. But we are at, for what we just kind of a meme race. These cars, this is a very tight and difficult racetrack, and these cars just don't race too well here, but they put it on the schedule, so we're here anyways.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Gary. Hey, everybody. Good to be back. I was a bit on leave. I was out of town for a while, but good to be back here and, ready to go racing at a little bit of a meme track, like you say. It's actually quite fun to race around here. For the most part, it's more about, race the track as opposed to racing the opposition as we typically do here.
Exactly.
But here, honestly, pretty much every single place can be race ending. You misjudge a corner by just a tiny bit, and you are probably going to be headed for the wall. We actually saw that last week during the actual IndyCar race at Markham, how just clipping the wall a tiny bit, that bit both Mick Schumacher and Dennis Hogger. Louis Foster.
Louis Foster, yeah.
So and something very similar could happen here. Just to give you an idea, guys, you know that I'm horrible at road courses. I have a podium here just because I survived, just because I kept it off the wall. That's how important it is to race the track. But it should be a lot of fun, and we'll see what we got in store for today's race.
Tony, the points are on the screen, and really from the decision desk here at P1 Broadcasting, we're about ready to call it for Kevin Burrell, kind of like they do for election coverage. He leads by 367 points, and really after today, he should have the championship clinched over his teammate and Frenchman Alain Berteau in second, Alexander Shinov in Division 2 in third, Ty Quilla and Jarrett Curry, two of your teammates, in fourth and fifth. But it's a very distant fourth and fifth. It's like 367 back to Berteau, 571 back to Shinov, and another 600 back to Quilla and Curry. Kevin, based upon just consistency and 0 wins in broadcasted races of record, is going to win this championship more than likely, and do so in a pretty dominating fashion.
Yeah, for sure. And I would say he has a really good chance today. We don't see some of the regulars. I don't see somebody like Christian Hülgaard in the race today. I don't see Shinov either. So, he's going to have to go through Esteban Rodriguez, who is actually, and looks like he's going to be on pole. But I would imagine that this is a really good chance for him to maybe break that quote-unquote curse, although he's leading by more than 350 points. So I'm not sure that would be a curse. And
how's that
multiple
a curse?
Other races.
How's that a curse? He's just going to go down as another driver in IndyCar history to win a championship on the power of no wins, joining people in the sim like Mark Murphy and Dark Horse, joining real drivers in IndyCar history like Tony Bettenhausen Sr. and Tom Sneva with no wins in USAC competition to win the national championship. So it's happened before in the sim. It's happened before in real life.
Yeah, no, it sure has. And of course, it's not a course. I would love her, and I would be thrilled to be in his position. So, yeah, we're just kind of like joking a little bit around, but it would be super cool to also see him win one of the broadcast races. And we know that he's a great interviewee, so we'll see what happens. But we have still a very strong field. So, and we are lining up. So if you want, go
get into it.
All right, awesome. So on pole position, it's Nexus eSports Esteban Rodriguez with a 109.1. He actually says that he messed up turn 2 and probably would have gone a little bit faster. So we know that he has a ton of pace. Then joining him on the front row, that's Kevin Burrell, who we have been speaking a lot about. He's also in the 109 bracket. He's both Esteban and Kevin are the only cars on the 109 bracket. That tells you how good that car is set up. 109.5 for Kevin, who's going to be starting second. Then, starting third in row 2, we have Lucas Hand, who has been Mr. Excitement for many of the races that we've had here. We'll see what he has in store, as opposed to some of the other races that he has done in the past, where he kind of is in the mid pack and moves up from there and does some very aggressive moves. He's going to be toward the front here, so it'll be very interesting to see how he fares from there. Joining him in row 2, it's Nutty Emil, who's going to be starting 4th. Very nice round for him. Then in row 3, we have Sophie Connell. Great qualifying for her. He's going to be starting 5th, joined by Alan Berteau, who is currently 2nd in points, as very similar to Kevin, has done that under consistency. Starting 7th, we find Tyler Russell, who is joined by Logan Edwards on row 4. He's going to be starting 8th. Then we have newcomer Weston Yoshinobu, who's going to be starting 9th, joined by IAR's Rashad Craig.
Defending winner.
Defending winner, that's right. Yeah, he won the original meme race here. We have Nigel Honegger, who's going to be starting 11th. The Swiss man, he's flanked by Adam Westmoreland, somebody that we also haven't had here. So welcome to the Top Split broadcast. Adam's going to be starting 12th. We have Ty Quill on my team, who's going to be starting 13, joined by Pablo Rodriguez Foglar from Spain. He's going to be starting 14th. Sam Winton starting 15th, joined by Kelly Dahl, who is sporting one of those Justin Pet Shower liveries. Thank you for doing that. We're always remembering you, Justin. Then we have Filip Kolodziejski. Man, I'm sorry about that. Butchered.
Yeah, your Polish is about as good as my Latin accent.
There we go. But Filip is going to be starting 17th. There we go. There's no problem. Joining him in row 9, that's Ewan Purnell, who I don't think we have had, so welcome also to the Top Split. He's going to be starting 18th. Adja Coster is going to be starting 19th, joined by JT Smeaton, who didn't set a time. That's the number 1 car.
Watch
remember.
him. Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have to be watching him come through the field. It's going to be starting 20th. Then we have Kyle Frieden starting 21st, and Mitchell Bott starting shotgun of the field, starting 22nd. Those last 3 cars did not set a time. And yeah, that's your 22 car field for today.
65 laps, just over about 130 iRacing miles here at the Chicago Meme Course. In the shadow of the Bears, of Soldier Field, where the Bears play for the time being until they move to northern Indiana. Chicago people hate that.
I can imagine that. I didn't want to add to the fuel in there, but probably something that
I will gladly take all of those tourism dollars from Illinois here in the state of Indiana.
Hey, new paint scheme for Kevin, or at least I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, these Nexus liveries looking sharp.
It's very, very nice.
And
right,
getting ready to go. Lots of room up front between the first 2. Green flag is out, and we're underway here on the Roar of the South Shore.
Lucas Hand, gonna look.
Oh.
Still taking a look, going to the inside of Kevin. Oh, a little bit back. There's an accident. Filip and JT Smeaton.
Oh, it's Smeaton. That's what happens when you start in the back. The number 1 driver, the number 1 car, is missing a wing.
Oh, I think he's probably he might have a little bit more damage than that.
Nadi Emil in hand with the aggressiveness early has already cost him a position. Nadi looking good early. The Nigerian Prince up to third place already.
That section from turns 8 to 11 is so fast. You have to really commit to it to make sure that it sticks. Also have to trust the downforce. It doesn't seem like it will, but it does stick.
Speaking of sticking, the sticky tires, lead car in that group right now on the alternate tire is Logan Edwards in 7th spot. The top 6 all on the prime tire here for this first stint. This can be anywhere between a 2 and a 3 stopper for most everyone here in the lineup. Don't know if anyone's going to venture in to try a 1 stopper. That would be an extraordinarily large save.
I mean, it's a meme race. Why not try? Wow. But I just don't. I don't think it's even feasible. Tyler Russell all over Logan Edwards, and Logan Edwards all over Sophie Connell. The problem is that, catching is one thing, passing is another, and
especially here in Chicago.
And here, it gets so narrow, and this section off of 11 or onto 11 is so narrow. You can barely fit 2 cars.
Esteban Rodriguez, purple lap, a 1:10.6 early on as he pulls out now to a 2.4 second lead. Burrell in second, Emil in third, hand back to fourth, Brito in fifth, Connell, Edwards, Russell, Yoshinobu, and the defending winner here from 2022, Rashad Craig.
There's Evan Parnell making a move on Westmoreland. Makes it stick. That's for P14.
Watch him hit these bumps through these corners. Just not a lot of runoff. If you do go, you lose control and you have to go wide these corners, you are off into that wall immediately.
Yeah, there is no saving it. Oh! Kelly Dahl got all sideways.
Oh, contact with Mitchell Bott.
And Kyle Frederick is like, where do I go?
And just don't block the racetrack in front of me. Bott gets by, but a little contact there. Not quite fisticuffs, but the elbows were out as they go over the railroad tracks. Yeah, they look like they're good.
That's the funny thing about these cars. They can be like tanks sometimes, and some others you just hit them very, very lightly. That's
even in the real car. How many times did we see a car at Portland on the real IndyCar race smack the hell out of that front wing going into the festival chicane and come out the other side, and the front wing's fine, but then the slide is nudged someplace else, and the car has to be retired.
Yeah, or Marcus Ericsson going airborne at that Nashville race. And then hitting hard.
The original meme race, yes.
And then winning. That's weird things that happen.
Looks like Philip. Actually, we got a couple cars coming on pit road. Pablo is coming on pit road with a missing wing, and also Philippe also on pit road with an extended stop and repair that is probably resulted from the early stages of this race. He's been on pit road for about 3 minutes.
Yeah, and also that incident that collected JT's meeting. Looks like Rodriguez, Pablo has now retired, and Philippe is still doing repairs. JT's meeting back on track, but it's a lap down, so yeah. Early chaos.
Oh no, Mitchell Bott contact with Kelly Dahl coming into this is turn 2, and they both made contact, and wow. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go back and see what happened there. Okay,
Oh, Mitchell,
Bot slams into the turn 1 wall, and then into the side of Kelly Dahl. Kelly Dahl moves away. Oh, right in front of JT.
I'm not sure what Mitchell was
I'm not sure what happened there. That's why I had to go back a little bit further. Like, is there a part A to that story?
I mean, there might be some. I don't know. Like, if you have a damaged front right, you know that the car is not.
You would see it, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
We will leave that for the race stewards to decide. Meanwhile, up front, Esteban Rodriguez now out to a 2.9 second lead. And really, Tony, this is what he has to do. You do not want to be in the neighborhood of any other cars here. We've been hearing about it all week from the Wednesday and Friday races, that lap traffic here is brutal, especially in this portion of the racetrack down near the fountain where it gets very narrow. But he wants to do, he does not want to spend any time around any other cars whatsoever. He wants to push.
Yeah, you want to have the clean track. You want to have, just do your pace, hit your marks, make sure that you're able to bring the car back in one pace. And right now, he's the fastest car on track and has been for the last, pretty much for the entirety of the race. Right now, he did a 1:11, which is way faster than the fastest lap for most of the field. So he's going to be, building that gap towards Kevin, and they are both pulling away from the entire field. Like, there is a 6-second gap between Burrell and Naughty Animal, who's currently running third. There's a 3-second gap between Rodriguez and Burrell. Oh, carrying the wall in front of Hand and Breton. Breton has some chance here to maybe try and make something happen for P4.
Watching this battle.
Was briefly on the bottom. And push the pass button. Both on the button right now. Lucas Hand trying to defend as much as he can. He's a really good passing opportunity, but
he defends.
Nice defensive move. Nice
good defense.
But Allen should get a better exit, though. However, this zone, I mean, you can try and force your way in, but it's typically ill-advised.
Here's a very narrow portion down near the fountain and the statue. About, it says it looks 3 lanes wide, but really it's about 2 when you start racing with a car. And over the railroad bridge again. Over the start-finish line. Left-hander. Then this is turn 1. This is where we saw the incident earlier in the race. Here's turn 2. Now they're racing on... Well, they're on LSD right here, by the way. You don't know it, they're on LSD, but they are. This is Lakeshore Drive.
Yeah.
And then they race toward Soldier Field. Of course, Chicago is the site of where the Sim Gaming Expo will be next month. In Schaumburg, in one of the suburbs. I will be there. A lot of us from the channel will be there. And there will be the Open Wheel Expo, or the Open Wheel Invitational, Open Wheel Invitational, sponsored by Gomez Sim Industries, GSI, makers of the high-quality wheels. Berto trying to run down Lucas Hand. That's all in the Schaumburg Convention Center. In September, go to simgamingexpo.com. You too can be a part of it if you're in the area.
Man, I wish I could go. Not the easiest commute, though.
We're gonna. Well, I'm sure there's a direct flight from Mexico City to O'Hare. I'm sure there is.
Yeah, of course.
And Schaumburg is is literally at the base of O'Hare. We could get you there without a car, even.
I have done that a couple times. But I have, made the massive mistake of not renting a car a couple times in the U.S. And it's like, I've told my wife, next time I say, oh, no, we can just use public transportation. We can hail a cab. We can do whatever. Slap me in the face as hard as you can. Because that's stupid.
Did you say that to her when you came to Indianapolis?
No, because in Indy, I've always rented a car.
I'm about to say, Indy has horrible public transportation. Now, Chicago Chicago has pretty decent public transportation. I will give Chicago that credit.
In Chicago, we didn't rent a car, and it was fine. We moved through Uber, so it was like, oh, well, doesn't make sense. I made that mistake in Atlanta.
Oh.
Terrible mistake.
You said Atlanta, right?
Maybe
you said Atlanta?
Hot
Atlanta. So, well, the problem with Atlanta is like every 4th street is named Peachtree something. So how do you find your way around Atlanta?
I don't know. Everything is Peachtree. That's correct.
Ewan Parnell on pit road for an extended stop and a meatball flag. Not sure what happened to him, but he has got the tow and getting the repair on pit road.
Oh, that sounds like a wall hit. I was watching Logan Edwards trying to catch Sophie Connell, but he's been unable to do so. However, Weston Joshinobu, he is all over the back of Tyler Russell.
Tyler in a new livery. Normally we see Tyler in an ECR livery. He's in a Marlboro Team Penske. It's kind of an old school matchup going on here. Yoshinobu in a Newman Haas livery versus Tyler Russell in the old Penske livery from the 90s.
Flash from the back.
And then there's Rashad Craig, the defending winner here from 2022.
Yeah, Rashad, always very methodical.
So you might be asking yourself, why are we at the Chicago meme race this week? Why are we here? Well, the real NTT IndyCar Series makes history this weekend with its inaugural running of the Freedom 250 Grand Prix in Washington, D.C. The event, of course, it's qualifying today. The race is tomorrow. It's around the National Mall, some of the streets of Washington. Circuit's very small, 1.7 miles with only 7 turns, and it's the first auto race ever held on the National Mall, part of the 250th celebration of the Declaration of Independence. The Washington Circuit is not part of iRacing. We do not have it scanned, and I don't even know if we'll have it scanned for the video game, to be honest with you. The Washington course, my understanding, is a one-time only type deal, but we're also hearing possibility of, if everything goes well this weekend, that maybe they come back. I'm understanding, though, that the area around D.C., the hotels, the restaurants, have grabbed onto this thing, and I've heard restaurants have been doing IndyCar-themed drinks, IndyCar-themed meals. Shinobu goes hot in the one and about finds the wall, and now he has found Rashad Craig all over his attenuator.
Yeah, but Rashad got a little bit of a slide coming off of turn 3, so it kind of took away all the momentum that he had. Man, that was close for Yoshinobu. And that's kind of what we mean about racing the track, right? Like, he's trying to catch up with Tyler Russell in front of him, but then he makes a tiny mistake, and he loses all sorts of momentum. He was under 0.3 of a second behind Russell. That has instantly moved all the way up to more than 7 tenths, almost 8 tenths. And it also adds up more heat to your right front tire because you're, turning it as, much more than what you were doing. As he goes a little bit wide again, he gets loose. That opens the door for Craig, but that's a very tight ways to try and make a move. Rashad
on the button. Right. He is going to have to go around the long way as he tries to out-drag him down the front stretch in the one.
I think he also sees that Yoshinobu is maybe overdriving corner entry a tiny bit. We've seen him sliding the back of the car. That typically says that you're braking a little bit too late for every corner. And, very smart for Rashad. Let's not force the situation to happen.
Look how narrow it gets through here. We are not telling you any fibs. As a famous wrestler from Chicago says, tell me when I'm lying. And we're not lying here. This is a very narrow race course. Right here, pretty wide. But watch when they turn right here, down to this portion of the racetrack. Watch. All of a sudden, it goes from 3 lanes down to 2. and the wall's just going to come out and grab you if you miss, much like we saw at Markham, where some of those walls just kind of reached out and grabbed Will Power and Joseph Newgarden. The wall there will come out and grab you.
Yeah, and it's implacable, the wall. you cannot beat it. And you can try and hit it, but it's not gonna budge.
Yeah, there's going to be only really one winner of that battle.
And just like that, that distance between Russell and Yoshinobu, that's grown to more than a second. Who was on the old... That was Logan Edwards. I'm trying to find him. He's kind of stalled a little bit.
And we have lap traffic in the way too. That is the form of Philippe. Philippe is back on after repairs, but down on speed and power at the moment.
Looks like Sam Winton might have hit the wall. No, just Oh yeah. He...
JT speeding on pit road for an extended stop too. So the guy who's had himself a whale the last couple of weeks here on the channel in the Formula Indy Series. He's the Formula Indy Series points leader right now. He is having a bit of a rough day. He's rolling off pit road. He tries to park it off into the to tires, so a lot of traffic on. That is how tight the quarters are around here.
Yeah, no, it's super tight. Sam Winton able to go to get away. He hit the wall head on, took the entire nose cone. That was lucky, but there is also some damage to the suspension as the car is.
It does not look like it's a happy car right now. He's just trying to duck and cover at the moment, try to stay out of everyone's way.
Yeah, right now he's gonna have a little bit of a gap. Two cars coming behind, but after that, I mean, that's not fun. That car will not turn.
And we're only a quarter of the way through this race. It's a long way to go.
Yeah, but back to what you were talking about the Freedom 250. I mean, first of all, Washington, D.C. is such a beautiful city. I've had the fortune to be there, and that area in particular where they will be going through, it's iconic. Yeah. You see it in every movie. You see it everywhere. So that's pretty cool. And I there's a lot of opinions about this, but for many of the residents, I thought that they were kind of like against it at first, but it seems like they are kind of warming up to it. So what you were saying about maybe this not only being a 1 year thing could potentially become true, and it's always good to have more racetracks. Then about the video game, I have no idea. Maybe they will have to just make it like a fictional version. Would love to have it scanned and have it on iRacing though.
I wonder if anyone passes anyone this weekend, they'll say just like Cap did to on
your left.
On your left, to the Falcon. Yeah, on your left. No, you don't.
Oh, side-by-side action. Rashad, Craig, and Yoshinobu finally.
Craig gets a wheel there, and you're going to drag race off the final corner.
Oh, but Yoshinobu's going to have the preferred line here.
Oh, he crowds him. He's like, I'm going to take all the room I can so I can make this corner.
Oh. Some interesting defensive driving.
It worked. Rashad Craig might not be happy with you, but it worked.
Yeah.
Now Craig's like, okay, I see how you want to be raced now. Let's see what happens when he gets back up and rejoins this battle. I have a graphic here for some IndyCar history in the Washington D.C. area, and the interesting thing is I want to talk about real quick will be certainly this part here with the Washington-Baltimore Speedway. But there you see, this is the first ever race in D.C. Not the first ever race in the D.C. area, there was a race exactly 100 years ago at a track called the Baltimore Washington Speedway in Laurel, Maryland. Excuse me. It was a 1 1/8 mile high banked board racetrack. And when I say board racetrack, it was made of wooden boards. This is very symptomatic of the type of racetracks, many of the racetracks in that era of the AAA sanctioning body. Really, it was either you raced on dirt, you raced on board racetracks, or you raced on bricks in Indianapolis. That was it. Yeah. But there you see, we raced at Richmond for a long time. Then we raced at Baltimore. There you see the winners of those events. But it's a very interesting story about, and we'll get the graphic here off the page here so you can watch the action on the racetrack while I talk about this interesting story. There was someone and when you would mention it's a track, it's a race at the Washington, D.C. area, so it's going to probably have influential people in the crowd anyways. But when it comes to racing influence, there was somebody extremely influential in the crowd. Because that person was born in Washington, D.C. And that person was Bill France Sr. He was born in Washington, D.C., and he went to the AAA Championship IndyCar races at that racetrack. Now, that racetrack was banked at an incredible 48 degrees of banking.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, and we watch Tyler Russell, Yoshinobu.
It's going to be advantage to Tyler Russell here.
Oh, but here comes Rashad Craig. We're going to go 3 wide down Lakeshore Drive to the inside. Now they got a braking zone coming up. They can't be like this for long. Rashad Craig sends it on Russell. He gets the position, and Yoshinobu comes out on the other side in 8th.
Nice move by all drivers. That could have, become a disaster quickly as Russell tries to attack back. That's going to be a very shallow entry. Yep. And he's going to lose contact with these two guys very quickly.
So Peter DiPaolo won the very first race, and that was just after he won the earlier Indy 500 that year. So Indy 500 winner won the first race at the Baltimore, Washington in Laurel, Maryland Speedway.
48 degrees of banking.
48 degrees of banking. You want to care to hear what his speed was?
Of course.
131.5 miles an hour in those old roadsters of that era. You want to know what the pole speed at Indianapolis was that year?
Probably slower.
A lot slower. It was like 117 miles per hour at Indianapolis. Yeah. They were 17 miles per hour faster at this racetrack. So then you have someone in the stands that's watching a high-banked race, watching extremely high speeds, and he becomes an influential person in the racing community. And it was his vision that built Daytona International Speedway. And Daytona International Speedway was built with the inspiration of the board track that he watched IndyCar races at in the Washington, D.C. area. And that's the genesis, really, of where in his mind, Daytona International Speedway came. He watched those races as a child and as a teenager.
That is so
And that's what
cool.
he wanted his racetrack to be.
Man, that is awesome. So how everything is connected.
And you don't want to say IndyCar didn't have any influence and anything else right there. That is, he saw an IndyCar race, saw how exciting it was on a high-banked racetrack, and says, I want to do that. And then he did it for stock cars, of course. And remember, IndyCar did race at Daytona one time back in 1959 as Alan Berteau, Lucas Hand kind of in close proximity. But there's a reason why Daytona is only banked at 31 degrees. If Bill France could have had his way, it's my understanding he would have banked Daytona at 48. However, engineering in terms of keeping mounds of dirt stable at 48 degrees without reinforcement and making things more expensive really is at the extent of physics and everything. And especially when you're talking about soft Florida ground when it gets wet. 31 degrees was probably mathematically as high as they could have gone safely without introducing other engineering hurdles.
Right, complications. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. That's crazy, man. Hey, Nutty Emil is really catching up with Kevin Burrell, and he has a good run here. That's for P2.
And the reason why is Kevin Burrell is missing a right front wing plane.
Oh, that's probably a hit with the wall. Not what you want to see.
I'm not sure when that happened.
And now he's probably just waiting. Like 10 laps ago. I'm just looking at his lap time. 111 all over the board, and then lap 13, 116. And from there, it's been 113, 112, 113. He's just waiting for 2 more laps, I guess, just to make it to lap 25, pit, get his new set of primary tires, and then do a quick sprint. I see that that's what these teams have been doing for the most part. Seems to be the most effective way of handling the length of the race. But yeah, that explains why he's losing so much
we're gonna
time.
try to find that. If I can get onto Kevin Burrell's car here and see if he's already been into the wall. Yes, he has already been into the wall there. So we'll go back and see if we can find. Okay, here it is. I'm about 20 seconds behind, but we'll speed it up. This is about lap 13. And this is the danger you get into at this race course when you're by yourself. Oh, yep. Oh. And that is the back end. Maybe the brake-by situation smacks the wall. And he smacked it good, Tony.
Yeah, that was a huge hit. And with both ends of the car, front and the back. And I'm surprised that he doesn't seem to have any, totaling damage. Car seems stable enough.
Here it
just
is.
missing the wing. If that's the case, we'll see how long his pit stop takes. If it takes like 5 additional seconds, 15 additional seconds, we know that it's only going to be cosmetic damage, and he should be good to go. He doesn't seem to have any sort of meatball flag. So, I think he got away with it. As we have some takers in the pits right now. Logan Edwards already pitting, Nigel Honegger, Sophie Connell, and Lucas Hand, they have signaled that they will be coming in this lap.
So this is a 2-stop strategy. The first 2-stop strategy window opens at lap 21, 22, or lap 24 right now. So they're going for a 2-stop strategy. And remember, Logan started on the red tires. He is off the red tire. Behind him is Tyquilla, who is sporting a Justin themed livery as well, Justin colored livery. He is missing a wing plane on the front of his car.
That's just so easy to do here. Kevin Burrell spitting in.
So we will see Kevin Burrell coming to pit road. He is joined by Lucas Hand. Lucas Hand will jump him more than likely. Sophie Connell may jump them as well. We'll see. He's going to at least get a 5-second penalty for the wing change.
Josh Nova pitting. Rashad Craig seems to be staying out. Yes.
Rashad doing a little fuel save. We will watch our points leader on pit road as he goes up on the jacks, goes to a set of alternate tires down off the jacks. Here's where they'll slap on a new wing. You'll see a new wing automatically form.
Yeah,
boom, there it is. And it's only a wing penalty. It's only he's on pit road about 5 seconds longer than normal. Hand jumped him. Sophie did not. So it looks like it's minimal damage. He got off pretty lucky there.
Yeah. But now he's going to have to try and make a quick move on Lucas' Hand, because those alternate tires, they're going to be working much better if you have clean air.
Esteban Rodriguez on pit road for his scheduled stop at lap 26. Nani Immel's going to stay out and go an extra lap.
On the top, also staying out. Burrell, no, that's it. That's race on for Kevin Burrell. That was turn
and
8.
yeah, we're gonna go back and watch what happened. He's behind Lucas Hand, and he is on cold tires. And he did do what we
were talking
saw
about
at Markham.
Yeah.
He did. Watch this again. This is watch this. He's gonna come down. And remember, I told you these walls will come out and grab you. Watch the inside wall here on the right side. He turns in. Pow! Right there. He did what Foster did. He did what Mick Schumacher did. And it just shows you that even when you're a really good sim racer, that you are subject to being human just as well.
Man, yeah, that was painful. But we talked about it at the beginning of the race. Those are one of the biggest risks on this racetrack. Alan Berteau finally comes to the pits, as well as Nutty Emil. What a shame for Kevin. He was having a great race.
And we thought, and I don't know if we gave him the old non-verbal commentary jinx.
Did we jinx him? Yeah, we probably did.
We were loading into the session. We're like, this might be Kevin's day to get that win here. No, sorry, Kevin. Our fault. We're knocking on wood, but it's a little too late anyways.
And now I feel horrible.
Esteban Rodriguez is your leader. I do have a graphic here I want to show you. This is the difference between 31 degrees of banking and 48 degrees of banking, and how you would have saw how engineering that racetrack to engineering Daytona to be at 48 degrees would have been virtually impossible without some extra engineering and some stability in the corners. And there you go. So very interesting. When I read that story, I'm like, no way. Bill France was in the crowd. He saw an IndyCar race, and that's the inspiration he took to build Daytona International Race. Really? And yeah, that was it. That was really it. So again, IndyCar racing has its roots deep into racing lore, no matter where you look. It's been around for over 100 years, so you got to expect.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, I was watching Alan Berteau. He was running P5 before that entire pit sequence. Right now up to P3, we know that he passed Kevin Burrell because of the incident, but he also went by Lucas Hand, and right now he's on the alternate tires trying to set up some qualifying laps. He's been really wrestling that car a couple of times, almost wrecked. It has been very exciting to watch him just drive it around, but cold tires for him, just coming out of the pits. I imagine that this will settle, and this lap will be a little bit more calm.
Board tracks of the 1910s and the 1920s were very, very big. I was telling you, you're either racing on board tracks, you were racing on dirt, or you were racing on bricks in the case of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There wasn't very many paved racetracks at all. Pavements in its early infancy of technology and engineering.
There was a lot of motorcycle racing as well.
A lot of motorcycle racing on the board tracks as well. Yeah, that was really what the board tracks became big at. And then someone's like, that looks pretty fun. Let's put a car on that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, can you imagine a board racetrack the size of Michigan?
No, I cannot even imagine it. I mean, how much wood do you need for that?
There was in the 1910s, the mid 1910s of all places, outside of Chicago, there was a 2-mile board racetrack banked at 19 degrees. It ran 3 races. It had a crowd of initially about 80,000 people in its first race, and some guy that won the Indy 500 named Dario Resta won there as well. So another famous driver from Indy 500 lore won at that racetrack, but a 2-mile, 19-degree banked oval in the size of Michigan outside of Chicago. I don't know if there's any pictures exist. I would love to see that.
Man, yeah.
Unfortunately, the racetracks back in the day did not live very long because they were very expensive to maintain, and exactly we weren't dealing with pressure-treated wood that we build on our back decks these days.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm thinking. Like it's a lot of wood, and then if it's outside, which it is, you need to treat the wood to make sure that it doesn't get any mold on it. So I can imagine why they didn't survive, and then they were like, oh, okay, well, this wood is now kind of rotten. Let's remove it and build something else.
So I got some stats on this here for engineering stats. 14 million board feet of poplar, 500 tons of nails,
Jeez.
15,000 concrete pliers to keep those boards in the ground, and about 1,000 tons of steels. The straights were about 60 feet wide, and the turns were 70 feet wide.
My God.
And this is before computers. And remember, they made this racetrack that you're looking at right here in iRacing first as a proof of concept before they even put down Barrier 1 in real downtown Chicago. So they were able to, that's how they're doing things. I mean, they're building the latest class of aircraft carriers in the U.S. Navy on digital plans, period. I mean, there's no hard plan. Can you imagine them building a racetrack like that, the engineering involved, and basically you're just using math and physics and hoping everything holds together?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how they were able to do that. That just boggles my mind. Because you didn't even know. You also didn't have like heavy machinery.
Yeah.
To do a lot of that, to help you build that. Like, okay, you figure out the architecture of it. Okay, fair. You can do that with math and time. But then to actually build it, then you need a ton of workers. Like a ton.
Yeah.
And it's done by hand. You grab
very
your
much.
sledgehammer, grab your, I don't know.
I don't think they had nail guns. I don't think they had,
no,
DeWalt nail guns out there and smack, and then all of a sudden move on to the next one. Smack.
Very interesting to look back at that.
And also in the news this week, there was some paperwork done for, I guess NASCAR was doing some paperwork on Fontana Auto Club Speedway. And believe it or not, one of the things looked is the bad history of permanent racetracks in Southern California. Actually, one of the earliest racetracks was another board track, and it was in Beverly Hills of all places. And that was one of the very first racetracks in the area that kind of led to that was didn't last very long. It lasted a couple years, and then later led to Ontario, and that didn't last very long. And then that went to Auto Club, and that didn't last very long. And Riverside didn't last very long. So the precursor to everything that you see going on there was a board racetrack in Beverly Hills of all places.
Man. Well, I guess people needed things to do, right?
Hey, you needed entertainment. We didn't have the internet back in the day,
Yeah. You had to go out. You had to you wanted to look at things, and promoters, they went like crazier and crazier every single time. Like, hey, maybe we can do this. That is super dangerous. Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah,
I know. There were some of those like domes, like they were spheres, and motorcycles would ride on them. That was also back in the, I don't know.
Let's
20s,
put on a
30s,
leather
whatever.
helmet. Let's put on a leather helmet and hope I don't roll over.
Yeah. Different times.
Tell me about it. Give me an idea of some of the bankings back in the day. That actually 48 degrees of banking was the second highest banked racetrack, board racetrack back in the day. There was a racetrack down in Miami that was banked at 50 degrees. Okay, we know 45 is half to 90. We're more than halfway of 90 now, and that's what they were racing on. Atlantic City had a 45-degree racetrack. Culver City, California, 45 degrees. Charlotte, North Carolina had a banked racetrack before the Charlotte Motor Speedway at 40 degrees. Keep in mind, Charlotte Motor Speedway is banked at 24 degrees, and that looks pretty steep as it is. 40 is double that.
Man, isn't the banking at Talladega like 33?
I think it's either 31, 32, 33, something like that.
And like I've seen interviews of people like going up
it,
like walking up
Yeah.
the banking, and they're having a really hard time doing it. I cannot even imagine 48, 50.
I want to tell you that even at 9 degrees, walking up the banking at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which I have done, 9 degrees is not very easy.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I cannot do it.
That's why I put the graphic on there, is to tell you the difference between 31 and 48 and how you would have to engineer those mounds of dirt just to stay stable and hopefully doesn't shift. You know, what are those, let's say one of those shift with a lot of rainfall down there, like a hurricane goes through and all that water seeps under and into the ground, and you don't have the right drainage down there and everything. That will move the whole mound of dirt, and that would cause the whole banking just to slide down and break.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's going to destroy the integrity of it.
But it's like 31 degrees was like, yeah, that's about the extent of engineering what we'll do here.
Hey, Adam Westmoreland was able to make it by Kyle Frieden. They were right in front of Naughty Amal and Alan Bertot. Alan has been able to get a little bit closer to Naughty. The gap when they came out of the pits was like 3 seconds. Right now he's under 1.4, but the alternate tire's advantage is dwindling away. The last few laps they have been pretty much equal, and then Naughty will have to go to the alts, and Alan will try and go back to the primaries and see which of the strategies work. That would be for the second step of the podium.
I just circled the column there on the timing and score, and if this is for first time watching, if you see one of these white H's, that's the hard tire. The red S is the red sidewalled soft tire. And if we had any rain going on, you would see a blue W there for a wet tire. But no rain in the forecast here at Chicago. Roar of the South Shore on the streets of Chicago. Downtown Chicago street course. No longer on the stock car schedule anymore, but still in iRacing and substituting for Washington, D.C. this weekend on the NTT IndyCar race schedule here for the IIS. Man, there's only 2 more rounds to go after this, Tony. It's this, then Milwaukee. Milwaukee's going to be a doubleheader next week for the series, but only a single race for us. And then we're going to wrap up at Laguna Seca, and that's it. That's it. We're done.
No. That was way too quick. That's a shame, man. We need more races. No, it's fine. Scarcity is always good. It's also good. But it's a shame that we're going to be done so quickly.
Next weekend's race will be a special time. It will be 4 p.m. We'll do the 4 p.m. time slot on Friday for the top split race. Reason why is that if we do the 2 p.m. on Saturday time slot that we're in right now, that will actually be 30 minutes before the green flag of the IndyCar race, the real IndyCar race in Milwaukee. And while I'm sure we'll probably catch a lot of rogue clicks of people trying to find a pirated copy of the race on the internet somewhere, and we'll probably have a lot of hits and views.
Yeah.
I, too, want to watch the race live. I'm sure you do as well. So that's why we are going to be doing the 4 p.m. Eastern time slot on Friday next week for Milwaukee. And then we will wrap up on the, as normal, 2 p.m. time slot on Saturday for Laguna Seca. For Championship Saturday, we will probably be crowning Kevin Burrell, now a 3-time back-to-back-to-back champion here of the IIS.
He's like the Alex Palou of the IIS.
He is now. Yeah. He'll become the all-time championship leader. Veteran Adam Crane, excuse me. God dang it, I can't get anything out of my mouth today. But Adam, in the early days of the IIS, he was the mainstay. He was the barometer. He was the blueprint. And since Kevin has joined the series, he has been the man. So we will see somebody maybe for 2027 try to come up and challenge him, but he'll go back to back to back. Three-peat.
Oh, that's a huge lead for Sophie Connell.
Oh, we're going to go back and watch that as we watch Logan go around, and Sophie coming into, misses the apex and smack. That was a huge lick. And she might be damaged. Oh, nope, she's going to snap back into place, but there might be some board damage there.
I think she might have gone away with it. There was a ton of damage and parts were flying off the car, but then they snapped back on magically. However, I think she has lost quite a bit of pace. So yeah, there might be some floor damage at the very least. Now we'll see with Josh Inabu, who is very close. Shout out to him. First race here on the channel, and he has been doing a great job keeping up with all these guys. Currently running 7th, has been running in the top 10 the entire race though.
And let's shout out Sophie as well. She's on our Monday night and Tuesday night booth coverage of the Indy Next series. And here are the points real quick. Keep in mind, Sophie is 8th in the points in the championship. She's having a great campaign.
Yep. Yeah, no, she's been doing great.
Yoshinobu getting loose off the corner.
He's trying to steal the Mr. Excitement award for today.
Mr. Excitement, Lucas Hand is still in 4th spot. Biggest gainer of the day, Kyle Frieden. I'm saying, Kyle, if I said your name wrong, I apologize. But he is up 8 spots. He started 21st. He's in 13th. And he is very much, as we watch him get out of the way of Logan and Sophie and Yoshinobu, he is very much in a strategy of drive to survive right now.
That works. I tell you, man. Because, we still have 25 laps to go. And as you know, you start getting a little bit tired after a while. And, you can have a lapse of concentration.
Well,
and just as much
you saw what happened with Kevin Burrell. A little lapse of concentration there. You just missed your turn-in point by an inch or so, and boom, boom.
Yeah, and race on. Oh, Sophie Connell again hit the wall. I think this time might have been just a netcode hit, but she's
same
flirting.
Spot.
Yeah.
Trying to take every inch of the roadway there. Sophie's like, screw this wall. I hate it. Screw this wall. I hate it. If I keep bouncing off it every time I go by, I might move it out a little bit.
Hey, maybe it works. I don't know.
Well, you keep smacking that side of the car, you're going to narrow it up eventually, and then that's the old Jacob Oster way of racing. Is you go faster if your car is narrower.
Yeah. You would have less air disturbing it, so,
right?
It makes sense.
Slimmer through the long straights. Yeah, you should go faster.
Oh, super loose now for Sophie. I'm not sure if Yoshinobu will have enough. Probably not. This section of the track is so fast, though. Oh. Now Yoshinobu gets all sorts of sideways and loses all the advantage. He was under 3 seconds behind Connell. Now he's 1.5 seconds with that slide. I think those alternate tires that he has, they're well spent. Typically they will last like 15 laps. Right now we are on lap 12 of that stint, so I would imagine that both Breton and Yoshinobu, Tyler Russell, the guys that went to the alternates for this thing will go ahead and pit on lap 45, 46, and then have everything else done on the primary.
Do some Red Bull laps in that last stint. Light tanks.
Yep.
Fresh tires. Next round of pit stops we expect. Actually, we're in the window now for the next round of pit stops.
Yeah, you're going to make it to the end here.
Yeah, 42, 44, somewhere in there. The window opens. Esteban Rodriguez looking pretty good for another win this season. Got the 100th win in IIS history at Mid-Ohio earlier this season. That's 100th IIS race in history. He doesn't have 100 wins. Nobody has that many.
Yeah, but I was about to say that the guys that went from primary to another set of primary, they will want to extend it as much as possible. So we'll probably see it around lap 50. That would be the likes of Rodriguez, Naughty Amel, Lucas Hand, Sophie Connell as well. So we're going to have some competing strategies here at the end. Oh, Sophie really flirting with that wall. Very close. Sophie says that she will be pitting this lap, so...
Going down South Columbus Drive here, then they'll get onto East Balbo Drive over the bridge that goes over the railroad tracks. And we're going to turn on to Michigan Avenue right here, and around the fountain and the statue. Then we're going to turn on the East Action Jackson. That's what I wanted to say. East Action Jackson Drive. Over the bridge again. And we turn on to South Columbus Drive again down the main straightaway. Then back on the Balbo. And then the next turn they take is on the Lakeshore Drive, the famous LSD.
So NASCAR will go back to Chicagoland, right?
They went back to Chicagoland, yes.
Yeah.
So Joliet, they in the suburbs there.
It's a cool track. This one, I mean, although it was more for the memes and whatnot, it provided entertaining racing, honestly. The NASCAR races that happened here, I thought that they were going to be a disaster, and I mean, there were some disastrous moments, but for the most part, they were enjoyable.
Oh,
Sophie on the wall.
Smacking the wall again, reaching some lap traffic. That is Westmoreland. I think it's very appropriate that we are simulating a race that would be in Washington, D.C., and we have a Westmoreland in the lineup.
I didn't get that one.
You don't know that one? Okay, so again, showing my age a little bit, and I really didn't grow up much in the Vietnam area, but one of the famous generals during the Vietnam era was General Westmoreland.
Okay, there we go. I'm like, oh no, that one went by over my head.
No. There's no. As far as I know, there's not a famous driver Westmoreland. Although this Westmoreland would like to be known as the first famous Westmoreland driver, I'm sure.
There we go. And he's also from Britain, so.
Okay, so he would not be a famous American general for sure.
No.
Oh, Yoshinobu gives a little bit of a kiss to that wall. Everyone's getting to know that wall right now.
Yeah. Oh, Sophie has been so entertaining to drive these last stint.
And she's coming to pit road. So is Yoshinobu. So this will be final stop for both these drivers.
Yeah, which makes sense for Yoshinobu because he was on the alternate tire. I think Sophie could have pushed a little bit more.
I think Sophie has some damage on her left front wing plane. We're going to see what happened
That's probably from the wall.
Yeah, we're gonna watch this wing plane snap in. So on your screen, right side, front wing plane, you'll watch it snap, kind of straight.
She probably has. Yeah, there we go. She has some repairs to do.
There it is. There you see it snapping into place. So that was a repair. Very. It's like leaving pit road here is like threading the needle. It's like, okay, cross the blue line and cross between the blue line and the cone and tire wall, but we're going to give you the smallest possible opening to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Let's make it as complicated as we can. Maximum chaos. Oh, cold tires. Sophie's really pushing.
Trying to bring those red sidewall tires up the temp here. Don't want to do what we saw happen to Burrell as she is reaching that point of the course right now.
Ooh, very close. If you're able to, be like super tread lightly on your outlap, that's what I'm trying to say. Because otherwise, if you go full push, with the uncertainty that those new tires will give you because they're cold, that's where you can, find a wall very easily. But now they should be up to speed, up to temp.
Definitely a full lap after. Starting to get a bit of a battle brewing here between Nadi Emmel and Alan Berteau. They are now within, at one point, within a half second of one another. Now it's kind of separated by a 0.7 of a second. So we're currently watching gap to the next car on the tree. We'll give you the overall gap to the leader. Before I do that, here's your push-to-pass situation. Rodriguez hasn't even touched the button. That's a day of dominance right there.
Oh, he's probably going to really use it on those, once he pays for the alts and try and set some scorcher.
So Rodriguez does have the purple lap. There's your purple lap reminder of a 1:10.6. But I don't think he's led every single lap. I think when he came to pit road, I think handed the lead over to, Rashad Craig or Nadi Emmel.
Nadi lap, yep. But you're right, and Berteau is there. Was a couple tenths faster last time by. There's a
car off in the area there. That's Tyler Russell as drivers are smoking through this portion of the racetrack, and he's just trying to turn it around, and he's just not in a good position. Just trying to watch that relative and not become any more of a blocking hazard than he is already.
And it happened when we were talking about. He had just pitted. He was in cold tires, and he was sending it. And the car doesn't like that with cold tires, especially at this track.
On the exit of 9, right there in 10, is when he spun out, and that will be repair.
Berteau is pitting in for the last time. Something happened to Logan Edwards.
Logan Edwards, he is on his outlap.
No, he spun. Same exact place as Tyler Russell. He was in front of both Sophie Connell and Weston Joshua. That's turn 10.
Oh, look how lucky he is. Oh, my. We're going to watch this again. Watch it from the blimp, and watch when he comes through here. He gets to the top of turn 9, right in front of the statue there, and the car just turns and starts to go loose. I don't know if he just did it reset the brake bias as he slides through the corner and doesn't touch a thing.
Yeah, that's a lucky part. The unlucky part is that he took the entirety of last stint to get by Sophie Connell, and now he's 10 seconds behind both Connell and Joshua. So that's probably not going to happen.
JT Smeaton, purple lap. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. JT Smeaton, purple lap. So he just told his teammate, hey, I'll take your purple lap and one-up it.
Yeah, we knew that the Nexus guys had a really fast car. Unfortunate that JT was taken out on that lap 1 incident, but at least you get to put a fastest lap. But I think Esteban will try and one up that.
There's Nadi Immel right there. Nadi, this is his 12th race of record top split broadcast. He has no wins, no podiums. Looking for his first podium here, possibly today. 1 top 5, 6 top 10s. Best finish on the race of record here on the top split broadcast is a 5th at the Indy GP in 2025. JT Speeton again, a little bit of red mist purple lap of a 110.4. Alan Berteau in 3rd spot, looking for another podium finish here in the series points. This is his 29th race. He has 1 win. He got that a year ago at Nashville Superspeedway. 2 podiums, 8 top 5, 17 top 10s. Over 3,000 laps completed and 127 laps led.
Yeah, we'll see where they merge. Nadi Immel and Alan Berteau, they were fighting side by side.
Rodriguez, pit road. Out lap now.
Last stop for him.
Rodriguez must tread lightly. We've been talking about this with 14 to go. He's on the red tires. Got to bring them up the temp. Go for those purple lap after.
And Yoshinobu and Rashad. They're side by side. Oh, that's not going to
Rashad into the wall, and he loses the front wing. And maybe one of the corners. We'll see if the corner snaps back into place. It's not looking good as more drivers continue to smack the wall in the background. And that is going to be retirement for our defending winner from the 2022 race, Rashad Craig.
Oh, man. And he had just pit. So, again, he was probably on cold tires. A little bit aggressive from Yoshinobu, but I think he was there.
And Rashad has 1 win this season, earlier this season at Indianapolis at the 500.
And I'm not sure what happened to Alan. Something must have happened to Berteau. I mean, he's still going to end up 3rd, apparently, in case something happens. Oh, there we go. Nadi Immel pit lane. Was like, what's going on? There was like a 20-something second gap when they were very close to each other. But it's just that Nadi hadn't pit, and now he is.
Nadi coming to pit road. It says in iRacing that he's from Nigeria, so I'm calling him the Nigerian Prince. So if this guy owes you money, you might want to contact Nadi Immel.
Fine, Berteau goes by. Move him up to P2.
But will Nadi be able to run him down with those slightly fresher red tires? There's 4 laps between the two, so he does have time. Esteban Rodriguez, though, with a monster 34-point-second lead as he is cruising toward his 2nd victory of the season. Fortunately, it's probably the lowest strength of field race we've had all season. This is I think a 34-20, I want to say, is what the strength of field was today.
38-40.
38-30, right. So I don't want to discount any numbers on anybody. Rodriguez, purple lap. Took it back.
And we only have 6 cars remaining on the lead lap. Logan Edwards has already been lapped.
Yeah, let's go through the field real quick. It's
I was about to say we haven't done that.
Yeah. Go ahead, lead us on. Esteban Rodriguez.
Esteban Rodriguez has been dominating this race and has a 36-second lead over Alan Berteau, who's currently running P2. Then we have Nadi Immel. What a race for him so far. He has been consistently in the top 3 for pretty much the entirety of the race. He's running 3rd, 40 seconds behind Esteban. Then we have Mr. Excitement himself, Lucas Hand. Has been very quiet though, but he's running 4th very consistently, doing a really good job and hanging tough there. Weston Yoshinobu, first time that we have seen him here. He has been pretty impressive. Right now running 5th. He started 9th, though, so he has gone up 4 spots. Currently running in the top 5.
Ooh.
109.6.
Sorry, Esteban Rodriguez, a 109.6.
Wow. Okay, well, there told you that he was gonna try and go for those super fast laps. 109, man, almost qualifying pace. That lap would have put him second in the starting grid. Just saying. Sophie Connell, also great round for her, and she's been Miss Excitement for the race. It has been very fun watching her. She has had that fight with the wall. She's still going strong and still running down and trying to get close to Josh Nabu.
Last car
on the lead lap for now. Yeah. We'll see if she's able to hold off Esteban Rodriguez. Then we have Logan Edwards. He has been doing a really good job. Had that small incident that luckily didn't give him any damage, but dropped him all the way to P7. Nigel Honegger, we haven't really spoken about him, but Nigel has been very, very quietly climbing up a little bit, up 3 spots, currently running 8th, hasn't had any incidents. He's minding his own race, doing his own business, and currently 8th. Ty Quilla, my teammate, also very quiet race so far for him, currently up 4 spots to 9th, and he also doing a very calm and collected race, no incidents, no nothing. Behind him, that's Tyler Russell, who we saw had an incident with the wall. He is 2 laps down, so there's only 3 drivers 1 lap down. Edwards, Honegger, and Ty, and then we have Tyler Russell and all these other guys down 2 laps. Tyler Russell down 2 because of that incident that he had with the wall off of turn 9. Adam Westmoreland also 2 laps down. Kyle Fritten is currently running 12th, also 2 laps down, and then Sam Winton also 2 down. And we have Rashad Craig running. Well, no, he has punched out. He's 4 laps down, currently 14th. He will drop behind JT Smith, who is still on track.
Yep, he's 1 lap behind him.
Yeah, and JT is currently 7 laps down, running 15th. He will go up to 14th. So, and those are your 14 cars that are still running.
22 started this race. 6 are still on the lead lap. And actually, Sophie just went down, actually. So, Esteban showing no mercy in the late going here. Sophie, you're going down a lap, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely. Nadi Emil was like a second faster last time by than Alan Bertel.
I said there was time. That might turn into a battle, and we got 9 to go here. Still time.
Last time by 4/10 difference. I mean, there's 2.5 seconds between both of them, but like you said, there's still time.
And again, how tight this race course is. Mistakes are easy to be made. We've seen it happen to the best of the drivers already today in this lineup. You cannot, any finish is not a sure thing still at this point until you cross the start-finish line. That is how hard this racetrack is in these cars. And I am very sure that at the end and the completion of this week of racing here at the Chicago Meme Course, all these drivers will be happy to see this in the rearview mirror.
Yes, 100%. Well, maybe not Esteban. Like
no. Esteban, we're like, hey, let's do it again. Let's, as in the words of a famous Chicago baseball player, hey, let's play 2. Ernie Banks.
Nah, I'm not. I don't watch any baseball, man.
So when I was a kid coming home from school, back in the 80s, I was getting dating myself here. This is the early days of cable television, and you would get the super stations that came out. WGN was the Chicago station that everyone got, and WTBS, which later became TBS, which is the Atlanta station. So among the two worst baseball teams at the time in the 80s. I mean, you could not get much worse than the Atlanta Braves and the Chicago Cubs. Those were the teams that we all of us in the 80s grew up with. And talk about learning bad fundamentals. Now, you learned about not giving up. That's one thing. But man, there were some horrible teams we were watching back in the day. But yeah, every day after school, it was always the Chicago Cubs and the Atlanta Braves on those stations.
Gotcha. Yeah, and the Cubs finally won something like.
Oh yeah, well after I'm out of school and grown up and an adult, and yeah. Well, 2016 I think is when they won that.
I mean, that sounds recent to me. Like, and then you start doing math, and 2016 is 10 years ago.
10 years ago, yes.
And I kind of hate that, but okay. Yeah, that I remember that was like a big thing. Like it's a team with so much tradition. Oh, there's a mid-wall flag for Russell. Tyler Russell currently running 11th. He has a mid-wall flag.
Yes, and his left front wing plane is missing, so he is making sure to get every corner of his car repaired at one point today by his pit crew as he will come down. And actually, that left front does not look like it's tracking in the right position.
Yeah, that's a bent toe link. That's not gonna be able to be repaired, I don't think.
That might be another position that JT Smeaton can pick up. Actually, I think he's locked in here now with 6 laps to go, so he'll get close.
Yeah, he will just get close.
Esteban Rodriguez now has reached Winston Yoshinobu in 5th spot to put him a lap down. Let's see how much mercy he shows the Newman Haas car.
I mean, with 5 to go, I don't think he will show any mercy.
Hey, I want to thank everybody at 4D Racewear. They are the presenting sponsor of our coverage of the IIS this season. Make sure to check out their line of made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com. Link is in the description. I want to thank you for joining us. Next race for us in the IIS will be next Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time from the Milwaukee Mile, last oval race of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Milwaukee should be great. It's typically a really good race.
Next race for us on the channel is actually Monday night as our Monday night doubleheader. Will be Mark Murphy in the Open Series. They will be at Milwaukee as well as in the next series. Oh, he got around Yoshinobu. Yoshinobu got really deep into the corner, cooked those tires, but kept it off the wall. Indy next series will be at Daytona Road. Okay, so we do have a Daytona connection this week on the Daytona Road course for the Indy next series this Monday night.
Down to 4 cars on the lead lap.
And Lucas Hand is a considerable distance down range right now from Esteban, about 11 seconds. So I don't think, unless he finds the wall and pounds it pretty good, I don't think he's going to be caught at this point. I think that's going to be going down to the top 4.
Yep. No, I agree. I don't think there's a way. But you know, it's never over till it's over.
Right.
And that gap between Breton and Amel, like 4 laps ago, was 2.5 seconds. Well, down to 1.5. Last time by was still 2 tenths of a second quicker for Naughty.
Get back down there, take a look. There is Naughty. Naughty looking pretty good here in the late going. 4 laps to go, and he's on flyers trying to run down the Frenchman, Alain Berteau, who is second in the points. He will gain a little bit on his teammate, Kevin Burrell, who just did not have a great race today. But right now, like we said, the P1 decision desk is projecting that Kevin Burrell is probably going to be your IIS champion, more likely at the completion of the next race. Now, I don't think we don't have to worry about any hanging. Oh, jeez, no. We don't have to worry about any hanging chads, but there might be hanging parts coming from Naughty Emil's car. If he smacks
That
that
was so
wall like
lucky.
that.
That was such a lucky escape. I thought that he was done. He still has more push to pass than Alain Berteau. 47 seconds left for Nadi, 23 for Berteau, who is right now on the
Berteau's
bottom.
on the button right now, and Emil's on the button right now. So smoke them if you got them. They do not carry over to the next road course race at Laguna Seca.
Flirting with disaster. Nadi, he's taking everything he can. Paid for the track. He's going to use every inch of it. Which is also the fastest way around. Like, the more track you use, the better it is.
Up until the point where you point where the wall intersects with the track. That's where it slows down.
Yes. Yes, 100%.
Give you a gap to the next car. There you see, 2.5. Now less than a 2.5. 2 to go. Esteban Rodriguez cruising to his second win of the IIS season here on the broadcasted race of record for the week to match his win at Mid-Ohio. So he gets a win on a temporary street course and a permanent road course. Like to get a win at an oval. Check all 3 boxes. I tell you what, though, Nadi at the completion of this, if he does show up in the booth for an interview, and we've never talked to Nadi before. I'm looking forward to that if he does show up in the booth.
Yeah.
Do you think, though, with the podium is good enough for him to graduate to an IndyCar livery?
Oh, man, yes, 100%.
We need to get him out of an Alpha Taurus.
Now let's put in a Penske livery, a Chip Ganassi livery.
Anything but Formula One. And well, I shouldn't say, can't be NASCAR either. White flag is out as we watch this battle because Berteau has reached lap traffic. Lap traffic does slow down, allow him on by. Emil goes on by now, so now Emil in direct contact with Alain Berteau here on the last lap. 1.4 seconds separates the two. We'll go flash up front, and already mostly through the lap with a couple turns ago, Esteban Rodriguez, a dominant win, does not lead them all, so he just comes shy of getting the Grand Slam, but he's going to get the win. That's the key thing here. And the Chicago streets belong to Esteban Rodriguez of Nexus eSports. And speaking of Nexus eSports, might we see the top 2 steps dominated by Nexus eSports? Alain Berteau now coming downhill over the gap, over the railroad tracks, over the bridge, over the railroad tracks, trying to keep it off the wall. The narrow parts of the racetrack goes through the portion of the racetrack that claimed his teammate Kevin Burrell, around through the fountain and the statue area. And a couple turns ago, and Esteban Rodriguez will be joined by his teammate Alain Berteau, second in the points and second in the race here at Chicago. Nadi Emil gets close, but not close enough, and he will come home in third.
Man, but still, what a performance by Nadi.
Let's get in tonight's. Oh yeah, we Lucas Hand finishes as he's the last of the 4 cars on the lead lap. So congrats to him. Esteban Rodriguez with a 42nd win over his teammate Alain Berteau. Nadi Emil in third. Lucas Hand in fourth. Makes you wonder if it rained here today. If that would have been a better race for Lucas Hand.
Yeah.
Yoshinobu in fifth. Sophie Connell in sixth. Logan Edwards seventh. Nige in eighth. Ty Quilla in ninth. And Adam Westmoreland making a top split debut, I believe. Top 10 for the Englishman. Kyle Frieden in 11th. I believe he's your highest, biggest gainer of the day of 10 spots in 11th. Sam Whitten in 12th. Tyler Russell 13th. JT Speed, not the race he was looking for the number one car in 14th. Rashad Craig for a defending winner of the race here from 2022 in 15th. Philippe in 16th. Kevin Burrell, our points leader, in 17th. This is going to be a drop week. Costner in 18th. Parnell 19th. Kelly Dahl in 20th. Mitchell Bott in 21st. And Pablo in 22nd. Tony, your driver of the race.
Without taking into account the guys on the podium, it's gonna go to Weston Yoshinobu. Heck of a debut for him. He was always in the top 10. He made some really daring moves, and ended up with a top 5, up 4 spots. That's my candidate.
Fair enough. We got this. We will get replays queued up here. I don't have any B-roll of this racetrack. Let's get the track map off there. Let me show you the result one more time without the stupid track map there. There we go. There you go. All right. Let's do this. And again, remind everybody that's been watching, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Give us the old thumbs up if you don't mind. Don't forget, we are doing this for free on behalf of the iRacing IndyCar community. Donate to our broadcast. Link is in the description. Also, it is pinned in chat. And don't forget, next week, 4 p.m. Eastern, Friday, we'll be at the Milwaukee Mile for our last oval race of the season. And we do see Esteban for sure is in the booth. Alan should be here. If not, we will go back to him. But we will go ahead and conduct our interviews because we are only about an hour and 20 minutes away from real-world IndyCar qualifying beginning at Washington, D.C., and I definitely don't want to miss that. And I have not seen morning practice, or practice 1 or practice 2 yet, so I'd like to catch a little bit of that to get an idea of, unless it's just going to be another Pelot weekend.
Well, when is it not?
Last weekend was not a Pelot weekend. All right, let's bring in, there is Alan. Okay, so we'll bring him in right now, and we will go bring him in. We are joined in the booth by the Frenchman, Alan Berteau from Nexus eSports, finished second today. It's been a while since you've been on the podium here, my friend. A good race of survival and a great race for your team. First and second steps for Nexus eSports. And I guess the key thing, we don't quite think that this championship it's over, but it's kind of over. But you're still going to have a good points day and get a little bit closer to your teammate. But he's in the road to clinching probably next week. But it's nice to be a little bit closer to Kevin, your teammate, for second in the points. But talk about the race here at Chicago. Happy it's over with?
Yes, very happy. I wasn't very quick in qualification, so I had a bad situation at the start, but we called the start perfectly. I jumped, I think, 2 drivers. Then I knew it's too complicated to jump to overtake some people here, so twice I overcut them. First it was Lucas, then Nodi, and wow, it was perfectly executed, but wow, I gave everything.
Yeah, félicitations, Alan.
Merci.
That was a great move. Like making those there were undercuts, uppercuts, where you changed the strategy a little bit to come up in front of, especially in Naughty, right at the end of the race. And then I figured that you were going to do 2 stints on the primary tires, and that the middle stint on the alternate was just to get ahead of him. But then you actually switched and did both last stints on the alternate. Were you faster on those? Did you feel better?
We knew with the previous race that the alternates lasted pretty long and they were pretty good. At first, we thought that the primaries were much faster. So yeah, switch for the second stint, mainly to undercut Lucas. Yeah, it was an undercut. Then they were lasting well, so I tried the same. I underfueled a little to have less fuel for the second stint. Then I was able to overtake Nodi too. I think he's yeah, he told me that he should have tried to cover my pit stop, but yeah, I didn't know if he had a lot of push to pass, but I drove well, very consistent, and it worked.
He had around double your your push to pass, but maybe he had to save a little bit of fuel.
Oh, maybe, yes.
Well, congratulations, Alan. This is, let's see, you've been 3 podiums here and 29 starts here in the IIS here on the broadcast. You got the 1 win, of course, at Nashville Super Speedway. This is, I think, your first podium since then, but it's definitely been a while, and it's good to have you here on the podium. Any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone I want to say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out for Nexus eSports, everyone who helped with the setup. It was very safe, very fast. We could do everything we wanted, attack with primaries, alternates. It was good on fuel too. So yeah, shout out to them and the ones who watched me on the broadcast today.
And it is your second podium of the season, so congratulations on that. We will see you in a week when we get to the Milwaukee Mile.
Yes, I'll be here.
We expect you to be here. Well, congratulations. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
And Berto, let's see, you get 29 starts here in the IIS. He does have that 1 win, 3 podiums, 9 top 5s, 18 top 10s, and 1 pole. He had 3,200 laps completed coming into today's race, and he got another 65 added to that. So congratulations to him. Nadi's not here, but we do want to shout him out. This is his first career podium and his 12th start. So his first podium, 2 top 5s, 7 top 10s. And so congratulations to Nadi for getting on the podium for the first time, our Nigerian prince. We now bring in Esteban Rodriguez. Here he is, second win of the season. Esteban Rodriguez. Joining or adding to his win at Mid-Ohio. Congratulations, sir. A near dominant day. Almost led every single lap. Didn't quite lead them all, I think. I think when you came to pit road, I think you might have lost one there or something like that. But still, in your 10th career start, 2 wins. So 20% of the time, you are in victory lane when you start the race.
Yeah, not bad. I'm happy with that. That was, I think, more a race of trying to keep it off the walls. There was a few moments where you get too comfortable and you lose a little bit of focus, and then all it takes is braking just 50 meters later and you're in the wall. So I mean, it was a race of attrition for my teammates too. That was a shame to see so many of them end up in the walls, but really happy for Alan. 1-2 for Nexus again. So it's been a really good week to us. The setup's been really good to us, and yeah, what a great result. I do wish Peter was here though.
Let me jump in. Yeah, that would have been interesting to see. And also, there's a record. He's on the cusp of a record, by the way. If he wins his next race, he'll be the all-time wins leader in the IIS. And he would also have tie, I think, Phil Kraus for the most wins in the season. So if he's in the lineup, yeah, that would make things very exciting and definitely a benchmark for everyone to kind of shoot for. But let me go back to follow up on your question before I hand it off to Tony. We talked about this in the race, and you actually mentioned it here. It was kind of a drive to survive at this racetrack. We look at this racetrack and people's like, it's a street course. We race at street courses at Detroit. We race at street courses at Long Beach. We race street courses at St. Pete. But this one seems to be a different type of street course. Very few runoff areas, no margin of error. What makes this street course a little bit more difficult than the other street courses we go to? Because you don't really hear the angst in everyone's voices when we say go to Detroit or go to St. Pete or go to Long Beach. Everyone's like, oh, they're just the next race on the schedule. But then you say, oh, Chicago's on the schedule. It's like, oh, okay, Chicago's on the schedule. What makes this racetrack different?
Well, it's a lot of high commitment corners. What is it? Turns 1, 2, 3. Turn 4. That's a really tough one, trying to get it stopped. The wall is right there to greet you. High entry speed, and the whole last sector is insane. I mean, some of the bumps there, you have to be really, really cautious. Carry a little too much speed, and depending on how your setup is and how compliant it is through the bumps, I mean, yeah, it could. It's one of the few tracks where it could go wrong for you on a straightaway, given the bumps, especially out of turn 9, I believe it is. So out of all of them, I mean, I still think Long Beach is a little more difficult. But yeah, this is right up there. Way more difficult than St. Pete and Detroit. So but I really enjoyed the challenge. I was going into this week thinking like this is probably going to be one of the worst tracks I've ever driven, but I actually quite enjoyed it.
Of course you quite enjoyed it. You won.
Yeah, I guess that opinion would be a lot different if I put it in the wall every race. But well, I did actually put it on the wall on Wednesday. I ran the whole second stint with a broken front wing.
Oh,
but it was still okay. Apparently, I'm surprised. But yeah, I suppose you're right. Yeah, if you're winning it, you all of a sudden are a big fan of said track. But no, I mean, even hot lapping around here, I enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, I guess an IndyCar is not too bad around here. I mean, I can't say much for how the NASCARs were around here. I think
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, next gen race around here. I think I did some laps. So I remember our team was practicing for the Coke Series, and it was, oh man, I did not get on with this. So it put a bad taste in my mouth, this track. But in the IndyCar, I thought it was a lot of fun. And honestly, looking at some of the onboards for the real life IndyCar this weekend, honestly, I don't think it's as bumpy as that. So I guess this track's not far off of what they're experiencing in real life.
Before I toss it to Tony, Tony, I think I got good news for Esteban. I don't think during the exchange of pit stops you lost the lead, showing you led 65 laps. So I think you led them all. Oh, and by that count, and unless I'm wrong, Tony, let me know if I've got my stats wrong. Started first, won the race, led 65 laps, and has a purple lap. I think that's a grand slam.
It certainly is, yeah.
Nice. I thought Naughty, I hope I'm saying that right. I thought he got past because he went a lap extra. I guess I was ahead of him by a pit stop. So nice, cool.
Yeah, we thought the same. But hey, congrats! I'm looking at it right now on the iRacing website, and yes, that is a grand slam for you. That's awesome, man. And just super quickly, you said at the beginning that you missed something in your qualifying lap, and then you went ahead and did qualifying pace on the last few laps. How? First of all, what was the issue on your Q lap? And we figured that you were enjoying yourself here because you had built a 40-second gap on the entire field, and that you would like this place. But yeah, can you talk a little bit about what happened there on your Q lap?
Yeah, so oh man, Q was very stressful this time around because 0x and your lap is gone. So it was very difficult to judge how fast you had to go on the out lap because we were thinking we have to do 2 laps because usually the car is faster on the second lap, but we didn't want to put all our eggs in one basket and only go for the second lap because if you do 2 warm-up laps, the second lap is going to be the best, but if you mess it up, I mean, that's it. It's over for you. So I did on my first flyer, I did a just hoping to be a nice clean lap that was fast enough to be a good just to put a lap on the board, you know. And lap 2, I went for it a bit more, and right away I got too greedy in turn 2 and just overdrove the corner. The lap came back to me a little more for the rest of the lap, which it pretty much confirmed that lap 2 was faster, and I was really, really pushing for a 108 because I knew the car had a 108 in it. But it was a lot of pressure. It was a lot of pressure to keep it out of the wall and just not make a mistake. I mean, it's one thing to do it in practice, but when it comes time to actually do it for real, it you definitely feel the pressure. So like it was difficult. And you know, I'm really upset that Kevin got into the wall because in the first 2-3 laps, I was like, okay, I think I have the measure of him. But then as the tires warmed up and I think he got into his rhythm right away, he got into his rhythm pretty quick. He was setting really good lap times, and it was going to be a really good race with him. I was really hoping we saw that to the end.
Well, nothing against you. We looked at the start of this race and we're like, this might be Kevin's day.
Yeah, he was doing really good laps, like to the point where like I mapped down and I was like, all right, I gotta really like I can't just nap up here. Like I gotta be on it. And he was keeping me honest, so like that was a shame. I really wanted to have like a proper race with him.
How much when you race your teammate like that? I mean, you want to race him, you want the win, but on the other hand, it's a big deal for him and the team to get that championship. I mean, how much are the elbows out in a race like this when if Kevin gets up to you? Is it are we dropping gloves and fighting it out right then and there, or are we going to be a little bit nicer to him because he's our teammate and he's in the championship run?
Definitely. I'm in these races. I'm very sensible with that. Like, I feel like, all right, like hypothetically, if he was dragging somebody along that wasn't a teammate, like right on his rear bumper, I would be like, okay, look, you have the pace. Go ahead and try to get away from this guy. Like, I'm not going to hold you up. But if it was just me and him, you know, and we got a nice decent gap to third place, like around the track like this, I would definitely leave a bit more margin.
Right.
There's nowhere to bail out really, but the wall. I guess that's your bailout. So around here, I wasn't gonna. If he caught me, like, yeah, I would have defended a bit, but definitely left a bit of margin for error because I don't ever want to put a teammate in the wall.
Right. Yeah, that's rule 1 of racing your teammate is thou shalt not wreck your teammate, and then rule 2 is always see rule 1. Before we let you get to shout outs, I will go ahead and just call it provisional until I upload the stats into my database. My database doesn't think you won the Grand Slam, but all stats say that you have. So we'll call it a provisional Grand Slam win. This is your second provisional Grand Slam. You got the another Grand Slam at Mid-Ohio, which was the 100th race that we've had in IIS history. You won that one. So now you are a two-time Grand Slam race winner, joining Peter Berryman and Adam Crane. So you've joined 2 of the best already, as tied them now for most Grand Slam race victories. So congratulations. We're not sure where the points are going to shake out in this, but 2 wins this season and 2 for 2 on Grand Slams. You got to feel pretty good about that. Any shout outs, anybody you want to say hi to before we let you go?
Yes, as always, shouts out to you guys for the broadcast and all the work you guys put in. And shouts out to Nexus, Connor Krizik again for once he built the setup last weekend, we didn't really work on it much more, just tiny changes here and there. He built a great setup from the get-go. So big shouts out to him. All of my teammates this week in Nexus, they all drove great races this week. I wish this race went a little better for some of them, but very happy for Alan. He had a great week, and honestly, we sent him some credits for him to buy the track. He was going to skip this week.
Oh no!
And
Nice.
Yeah, we convinced him I don't blame him. I mean, he looked at the track layout and was probably thinking like, yeah, I should probably skip this.
Hey, look, I wouldn't own the track. I wouldn't own the track either if I didn't have to broadcast it. I look at this like, forget this.
So yeah, big shouts out to him. He won on Tuesday, I believe, the Aerosoft, and a few podiums. I believe he won. He almost won on Friday. That would have been awesome. But yeah, there's big shouts out to him, P2 here. I'm really happy for him. And yes, shouts out to my family, my beautiful wife and kids. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I believe.
Well, Esteban, good to have you back here. We got 2 more races to go. We'll see you on the oval when we get to Milwaukee. But congratulations on your second win and a Grand Slam at that.
Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
And he dropped from the channel. I didn't have to move him. Tony, your final thoughts here on Chicago. You probably won't be with us in the booth from Milwaukee. So looking forward to that. And before we wrap up, your thoughts there.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Chicago meme street circuit, it was fun. It was interesting, very similar to how it typically is. We said at the beginning, you have to race a racetrack, and otherwise the racetrack will bite you. And we had some very exciting moments. It was a shame that we saw Kevin Burrell get caught up in that incident. Well, actually, it's clipped the wall, and JT Smeaton is the one that got caught up in the incident in lap 1. But, it was a race of survival. We saw some great battles, as much as you can, because it's very difficult to actually make it side by side. We did see a 3 wide at some point, though. So, and they all came out of that on skate. So, it was fun. It was fun. I think what Esteban was saying makes a lot of sense. This racetrack is actually something that you can work out with in an IndyCar. In a NASCAR Cup car, I don't know. That's an entirely different conversation. But this one was fun. It was interesting, and I think it was a good stand-in for DC, which hopefully at some point we do get it. And as for Milwaukee, I mean, it's going to depend a little bit on what the conditions are for the racetrack, especially talking about weather. If it's a little bit too hot, it can become kind of a procession where strategy becomes much more important. But if it's a little bit cooler, then it opens up for some very, very exciting side-by-side action where the middle group becomes available. In some very rare cases, the top group also becomes available. And it's also going to take into account, the setups that are built by these teams, and how much they want to play around with the wing plane, with the wing angles, with the dampers, and with so many other variables that they have to make sure that it races well. So I'm going to try as hard as I can. It's going to be rough because it's right on a weekday. And I have work, but if I can, I will drop in. If not, I will, try and watch later down. But I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I don't want to make it sound like I don't have work to do. Too, I have work. It just I'm able to escape mine a little bit more easier than yours. Also, before I let you go, I know this is kind of the point in time of the broadcast where we typically have Justin join us to tell us about his race. He was the unofficial, and we're talking about Justin Petschauer, the unofficial IndyCar iRacing Series ambassador. He really enjoyed this series. Every week it was a big deal for him. Always made a big deal of every race, and I know I got a chance to share some memories with him, and the booth did last week. Anything that you have any memories on, Justin? I know he's a big reason, kind of why all of us are here. He was just a big supporter of this series, and we're all still feeling the loss of Justin, even though we're now a week or so after he's passed, and it just still feel like he should still be here.
Yeah, man. Like I said at the beginning, I was kind of off. I was out of town when it all went down, and once I got the news, I was like, "Oh man, how is that happening?" I couldn't believe it. I still can't. It's very, very difficult to come to terms with it. But what a guy, Justin. And yes, he was always sharing his his summary of what happened in the race, where he was, etc. But one of the biggest memories that I have of him, he was there for my Indy 500 win. My one and only Indy 500 win. He was in that same field. He got caught up in something. He had a little bit of an incident, and he was a couple laps down. But once I crossed the finish line, I one of the first guys to congratulate me was, of course, Justin. Heck of a guy. And then he was also he was excited for it, and it started actually sharing some of those messages and images on the different Discord channels that we were together, just standing up for somebody else, and just being he was always so driven by anything that had to do with racing, and he shared his passion with all of us, and he was happy when things went right for others and weren't him. So yeah, that's one that just comes right to my mind right now. And but yeah, we're definitely gonna miss him a lot. Such a good guy, and such a passionate guy for IndyCar, for the IndyCar community. And yeah, we'll really miss him.
And we'll continue to run the banner at the top of the screen. Thank you, Justin, for the remainder of the season, going through these next 2 races. So that we'll continue to keep him in our thoughts as the season progresses here in these final 2 races. Let's get on out of here and give everyone back their Saturday, and then we can start watching IndyCar calls from Washington, D.C. That's going to do it for today. Once again, just a reminder, next week's race, 4 p.m. Friday from Milwaukee. That's it today from the Chicago Street Race, the Roar on the South Shore. Once again, your podium here. Esteban Rodriguez with the Grand Slam victory, 2nd Grand Slam of the season, and joining now Adam Crane and Peter Behrman as the only drivers with more than 1 Grand Slam victory in the IIS. They are now the only drivers in a fraternity of 2, fraternity of 3 with 2. That's what I mean. And that's Esteban Rodriguez with the win today. Alan Berteau with a P2 today, 2nd podium of the year. And Nadi Emmel, who I tried to get in the chat here, but looks like he's not going to be able to join us. But 1st career podium here in the IIS. And we'll get you an IndyCar livery at some point, buddy. He says there's something in chat that's from Nadi. It says, nah. I don't know if he's responding to us to saying if we're going to get him into another livery. But it just says, nah. So I don't know what he's talking about there. But maybe it's him reacting to us, getting him out of that Formula One livery. He's like, nah. But we'll see. That's his 1st career podium. And congratulations to him. Join us again next week for round 16 of the 2026 iRacing IndyCar Series, or the IndyCar iRacing Series, as the teams and drivers head to the Milwaukee Mile. Like I said, because the real NTT IndyCar Series has a doubleheader next weekend, Milwaukee Race 1 is going to take place about during our time slot on Saturday. It'll actually be a 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time green flag versus our 2 p.m. top split here. So what we're going to do is we're going to move it to 4 p.m. Friday. So 4 p.m. Friday will be our top split broadcast. We will be at Milwaukee. Join us then. Hey, we love bringing these races to you, but not easy. Require time and money to produce. If you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar and enjoyed our coverage of the IndyCar iRacing Series Saturday Top Split, please take time to visit our GoFundMe page. The link is pinned in the chat. It's also in the description. Any contribution is greatly appreciated. We thank you for making this part of your YouTube viewing when it's IndyCar race weekend each and every week. Now, help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below to let us know what you thought of today's race. If you enjoyed today's coverage, support us by smashing a like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you got to hit the bell for weekly reminders to miss out more of P1's other iRacing programming, including this Monday night. It's our double header. We'll have the Indy Open Series. They will be at the Milwaukee Mile. And then you will have the Indy Next Series immediately following the Indy Open Series. The Indy Next Series, they will be at the Daytona Road Course. So you want to check that out. That started at 8 p.m. this Monday. Hey, P1 Broadcasting IndyCar iRacing Series Saturday Top Split coverage is presented to you by 4D Racewear. Check out their line of made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on the link in the description. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. All the links you need are in the description. For business inquiries to learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram. You can follow all of our social links on Linktree. They are also in the description as well. So for Supermax, Antonio Estrada, everyone here at 4D Racewear and P1, I'm Gary Gotso saying to all, thank you for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Make sure to catch the real stars and cars of the NTT IndyCar Series tomorrow, Sunday, August 23rd, for the inaugural running of the Freedom 250 Grand Prix of Washington, D.C. It'll be on Fox. You can catch us again here next week from the Milwaukee Mile for round 16 of the IndyCar iRacing Series right here on P1, 4 p.m. Friday. Don't miss it. We'll see you. Thanks for being with us.